What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Travis. Of course, this is TWA Motorsports, and today we are on the black step side. So what we were planning on doing, as you guys know in the last video, I talked about the red truck. I don't know if you guys can see it way up there. Got it parked up there out of the way. Anyway, we're going to reassemble this because, as I said, I am going to sell it, but I'm not going to put it back together all broken. So I am going to use some of the parts that I bought for this, like the grille, the headlights, the bumper and whatnot. So today I figured I'd just kind of walk you guys through me kind of dressing this truck up a little bit, getting it ready for, to sell. Now, I did take some time and hand wash it. I took it to the car wash, blew it off, and then I hand washed it. Of course, it's sit out in the rain since then, but it is looking a lot better. And this thing runs incredibly well. As a matter of fact, you guys know how I am about cleaning. I started last night. Actually, I'll show you. I did some of the door panels and the dash and whatnot. And I didn't show you guys that in a video, but what I'm thinking is I'm gonna get this thing back together, and I actually think I'm gonna drive it for maybe a week or so while I do my type of cleaning on the red truck. So either way, today, like I said, we're gonna take some stuff apart, put some new stuff on, and see if we can just make this thing a good driving truck again. So get some of these new parts on anyway. So I'm gonna set you guys up on a tripod, probably start with taking the headlights out, and maybe go to the bumper next. I'm not really sure. I generally like to put the bumper in before I put that grill and whatnot in. So we'll just kind of work our way through it. We got a couple brackets to replace, so let's get after it. So I think we'll just start here with the headlights, get them back out of the way, because I did order new headlights, not these. These are really cheap replacements, and guys, they're just not, I don't think they're worth much, not in my opinion anyway. So they're just, I don't know, the lights don't fit in them great. Anyway, I've got some good replacements like I use on all my stuff. I was not going to cheap out on this, so I'm still not going to. I'm putting GM stuff on, except for the headlights. They are an aftermarket brand, but it's a brand that you guys have seen me use on the channel several times. I did have to zip tie this guy in place because I took it to my painter to have him look at it. You guys know I was originally going to fix it, but now we've decided not to knock the paint down flat so we can wrap it since we're going to be selling it. So I'll go get some cutters. Like I said, I had to zip tie this in. It didn't want to stay in place because this bracket here needs to be replaced, and we're going to be replacing that as well. You see what I'm talking about here? This just would have fallen out on the road. Looks like we're going to need some replacement bulbs too. That one's burnt out. But the next thing I want to take out, or I want to try to take out, is this guy here. And it looks like it's got a 10mm up top, a couple push clips. It looks like it's pretty elaborate. Bunch of 10s, and then these, looks like some sort of Torx. I think we're gonna have to take several things out to get this loose. We're gonna have to take, a couple more clips out. It's hooked in several spots, and then we'll go see what size Torx this is. It's like a T25. Just odd. Why wouldn't they put, maybe they need a flat head to get behind the headlights. They stuck out too far. Either way, got a couple plastic just pull tabs here. Let's just use the tool instead of messing with it. This one has seen better days. Now we got that out, let's see if we can get the rest of these 10s. And then this piece of plastic back here in the back is actually hooked to it also. really like to push it through, because if you pull on those little push clips, it wants to pull it through the front. So we'll just use the screwdriver and push them all the way through. Needs something different than that. Oh. This is a clip too, I guess. Now we got the old one out of the way, and you can see where it's broken right here, and it's broken over here on the side. So hopefully our new one, it looked like it came with the truck. Pretty sure it was aftermarket, but I'm hoping it's, you know, decent quality. So it actually looks like it's a, you know, pretty decent one. It is aftermarket though, but I did notice that this is broken also. This is supposed to be part of that. So when you get that out, we should be able to put this guy back up in place and just reverse our process. Now, keep in mind your lights kind of stay in the same area that they were before. What do we got here? Headlight. Another light coming through. And then another headlight. Good deal. So it looks like it fits. We're gonna go ahead and push these clips back in off this back piece. They are all messed up. There we go. Let's see if we can get a couple of these back in place. I wonder if this will mess with the headlight not being the factory one. I don't know if it will or not. As far as the alignment of the headlights. Hope not. And it doesn't matter. These are all the same size, guys, so I know it probably looks like I'm putting the wrong ones back in the wrong spot, but the 10 millimeters are all the same. It actually looks like we're missing one. We have to go rob this off the truck out front here. Yeah, we're missing a 10. Unless one of these didn't have one. Once we got that, then we can put this guy back in place. And then this little guy here. And we'll tighten these two up, and I'll see if I can find another 10 to go. Pretty sure there's supposed to be one there. I'm assuming maybe that got, I didn't throw it here on the floor, so I'm assuming, oh wait. Found it. That works. I'll go ahead and do the other one off camera so you guys don't have to watch that, but seems to fit all right. I've got the next two parts out here. So the cap that goes on top back there, and then the bumper, and I'm really surprised. Generally when GM sends a bumper, it's just the bumper. You just get the chrome bar, but this one actually has the brackets and it has the little pieces that you push your bottom lip into. So that's kind of exciting. I'll list this part number down below, guys. I'm pretty excited that it came with all that stuff. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get it over here into place. I did bend this back off camera. I should have showed you guys this. This was bent over just a little bit, so I pulled it back up with just a pry bar. I put a pry bar underneath and pried it up, and just wiggled it back and forth until I got it looking like the other one. So I'm hoping that nothing's really bent too badly. I don't think it is. I think a majority of the damage was up more by the headlight, but you never know. So let's get that bumper over here and see if we can get it on. I'm gonna put a couple bolts in it to hold it for now. Just kind of see what it looks like. Looks good on this side. I don't know about this other side though. Looks like that bracket needs to move just a little bit. That may be something we can adjust as we go. You see there's some side to side movement. So what we'll do, I'm gonna go ahead and get all the bolts in and line it up. Go ahead and snug them down, kind of go side to side and look at it. And if I like what I see, then we'll go ahead and snug it down. I don't know though. It does have some movement side to side. I just want to make sure I get it as square as possible. I think I'm going to have to run these all the way down to get it where I want it. So we'll do that and then step back and take a look at it. So I couldn't figure out why the bottom bolts weren't going in. It's because I didn't slide these off the old bumper. So make sure that you have those, and those just slide on to the new bumper, and it gives you something to attach your bolts to, which makes sense. So we can go ahead and snug those down, and then I think we'll be able to get a pretty good look at, you know, alignment and whatnot once those are in place. Now that I like that alignment here, I'm gonna go ahead and put the bracket on the back. So this bolt's actually under the bumper. This one was a little bent. I knocked it around a little bit, so hopefully it'll work. But either way, we need to put those on both sides. 3 bolts total, 2 on the frame, 1 on the back of the bumper bracket. Now that we got all the brackets tightened up, there's only a bolt here, a bolt on the top, and then 2 on the bottom, and then those brackets on the side. I'm gonna go ahead and try to snap this in place. I wanted something to push against while I was trying to put this in place, because all it is just these little tabs that snap in. So I'm gonna attempt to try to get it straight, snap it in place. This is the smooth one, so not the textured one. So at some point, hopefully somebody buys this thing and paints this back black or whatever. But either way, I'm gonna go ahead and put it on. So literally we're going to pop this in place is how it goes. And it's not the easiest thing in the world to do, especially when you're not a body guy. I may go get my rubber mallet to help kind of line things up. This, okay. That went in way easier than I thought it would. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. Yeah. All right, guys, that does look a lot nicer. So for bulbs, I've got some LEDs laying around that I'm going to use for the driving lights. They're actually amber, but I've got them laying around. I've got some new 3157s, and then the only LEDs I have left are just 194 LEDs. So it's going to be kind of a hodgepodge of stuff here, but we're going to see if they work. All these lights seem to work, so I'm going to go ahead and get our headlight ready and put it in. I'm waiting on bulbs for the other side though. One of them was no good, so I have to get a couple bulbs. But we can go ahead. Our headlights do come with new bulbs in them. While they're not LED or anything fancy, they do work. So we're just gonna slide this thing in and then put our little pins back in. I'm hoping these new retainers you guys just saw me put in hold these lights okay. I think they probably will. Yeah. I guess I'll leave that on until I put the grill in place. Now that I've got both the headlights in, I'm gonna wait for my wife to go get me another amber 3157. That's the only thing I'm missing. So, and I'm gonna have her buy two. This one's a used one. I'm gonna replace it while I'm at it. But now that that's finished, right? We're gonna go ahead and put this lower balance on, and I'm so excited because not only did the bottom of the GM bumper come with the inserts, but the bottom lip came with the plugs too. And you guys have no idea. This stuff like this, these are probably 30 bucks by themselves. And so are the little clips that go on the bottom of the bumper. So sometimes you might think you're saving money, but you don't get the fitment and you don't get the parts. So definitely worth the extra money, guys, to go ahead and buy GM stuff. Like I said, I'll link all this stuff down below, but this is pretty self-explanatory. You put it up in there and you just push these clips in all the way around. It's similar to like these little push-in style clips. I'm gonna have to go in and pull them out a little bit because I don't think they'll snap in like this. But either way, we're gonna get it into place, and that should make things start looking a little nicer here. Once I get those bulbs, then I can get those bottom turn signals in, and then we can get the grill in, and then the front's really gonna be together. You know, it's gonna look a lot better. As you can see, I got it on. I will tell you guys, you know, I've seen in the past, like people use a trick where they put all those clips in the gray piece, and then it just snaps on. I was afraid to try it that way, so what I did was I just pulled them apart. I did push the clip in place and just pulled the back of it out, and then went ahead and pushed it up in there. So maybe they're right. Maybe you just put them all in like they were, and it just snaps into place. That may be a quicker way to do it. Let me know in the comments if you guys have done it that way before. But now we're just waiting on her to get back with those bulbs. Now that she's back with the lights and they all work, we're gonna go ahead and twist them into place. And then get this housing in, and then hopefully we can get the grill in next. Definitely a better fit than the last one. Way better looking. All right, now let's, I'll get the other one in, we'll grab the grill and see what we got. So for the grill, this one's a little bit different than the cheaper one that I had. You can see these little screws that, they're just a plastic screw, but that's how that's supposed to go in. So got some shipping plugs on it just to make sure it stays good in the box. But it's pretty simple. We just put it up here in place. Hopefully, this is why I leave this stuff on the lights. Hopefully our piece in here isn't broken. Snapped in there on the side, and then these guys, they just twist into place. Looks like it's fitting pretty decent. There's another one down here in the corner. And another one down here, and then we'll have a 10mm that goes in the center. Those actually just snapped in. So this 10, we'll go grab it and get it into place. Oh, we gotta snap this side in. Definitely better. So I'll go grab that 10mm, and then we'll get the emblem. We'll probably have some headlight adjusting to do, but oh man, it's looking better. We got the 10 here. Probably should have got my cordless impact here. I just don't want to crack this brand new grill. I mean, I am selling it, but still, I take care of stuff. Nice and sturdy. So now let's pop the emblem in, just the original emblem. Definitely looks good, guys. Now we'll put this back on, and I know somebody's gonna say, why didn't you clean that? I should have, but I'm pretty sure that I'll go across it before I end up selling it. I don't think I have enough of these, actually. I feel like it was missing some. So I may have to rob some. Hopefully my parts truck out here has a couple of these in it. I think it does. That's pretty much it on the front, other than like I said, we'll probably have to do some headlight alignment, but I think after we get this on, yeah, that's not the right size. That's what I thought. I feel like a couple of them were missing, but either way, we'll get the right ones that we need. But now I think I'm gonna go ahead and put that dual exhaust back on that I took off, just because I don't have any other exhaust that I want to put on this thing. But let's, definitely looking a lot better, guys, don't you think? I think so. But what I think we'll do is, like I said, we'll flip it around, and then we'll try to put that exhaust back on and maybe move on to that rear bumper. I went ahead and flipped it around and lifted just the passenger side, and then I took the shock out. You can see just a 21mm take the shock out. Now, most of the time you guys won't be doing this, but you can see that big chunk of exhaust leaning up against the truck there. That's what I'm trying to thread back in here. Now I got it out, so I know it'll go back in there, but it did take some wiggling and moving around. I think I was about beat by the time I get it out. But like I said, it's the only thing I really want to put on here. So I'm going to go ahead, thread it back in there, just put the 215s up front. Luckily, it was put on the stock exhaust spot. So we don't have to worry about welding or anything like that. We just got to get the hangers in place and get it tightened up. At this point, I've got this thing flipped around, as you can see, and I took the time to, actually, I never did tighten up the bed bolts on this thing. So they're all loose. And so you can see I've got my jack here, and what I've done is I've lifted the bed a little bit. And the reason I did that, guys, is we are going to be putting the bumper off the red truck. So this new stepside sitting out there, I've robbed the bumper off it to put on here, and you guys are gonna see what I'm gonna replace it with in a video coming very soon. But either way, all I have to do, I literally just pulled this one out. I just have to put this back into place, and then we will have to tighten up. There's a 21 that comes in here. There's a 15 that comes in from the top in the shackle here, in the back shackle in the very top corner, and then the two 18s that come in. There's like a T fitting that goes in, and then two 18mm here. So there's really only 4 bolts that hold this thing together, but you do have to get the bed up a little bit. So like I said, I loosened all the 18s. There's 8 of them that hold the bed in place. I've got those all loose. And then of course, if you don't have your wiring harness, you need to source a wiring harness, but I do have one on here. So we should be good to go ahead and get this all up in and hopefully cinch down. I wanted to show you guys everything that I tightened up here. So the 21 right here that you see, there's 2 18 nuts on the outside, and then the 15 that goes up here in the corner. So I tightened all those up on both sides, and then I went ahead right above that, the 8 bolts, the 18s that bolt the bed down, I went ahead and tightened those as well. And then all I had to do was plug in our harness here that goes to the rear license plate lights. So we're all set here. We've got the bumper on, and so the only thing I think I might do, I took the reel out for the spare tire. I think I'm gonna go ahead and put it back in place. It's just a 15 that goes, well, you can see it's actually still in there. I put it back in place. So we're gonna go ahead and put that guy back in, and then that'll hook up right here, come through this little spot, this little opening here. So just in case somebody ever wants to put a spare back in, obviously it doesn't have one, but that'll make it a little bit easier on them. But the bumper lined up really well. There was nothing really wrong with this bumper. It has one little ding. I don't know if you guys can catch it right there. But other than that, this bumper is actually in really, really good shape. I guess it does have a ding behind the license plate, but you would never see that. So yeah, I think we're good back here as far as getting the bumper together. Well guys, I think I'm finished for tonight. It's raining, I'm tired, sweaty, hot, and we've got a lot accomplished, though. This thing is looking a lot better. Like I said, it's gonna make somebody a really nice truck, I think. We've got the whole front end reassembled, and while I wish that I would have got just a textured one, especially since I wasn't gonna paint it, I was gonna have it wrapped or painted. So it'll give the person who buys it the option to either paint that or wrap it or whatever they wanna do. But it looks a lot better with the headlights, the grille, the emblem, the new lower valance, the new GM front bumper. Everything lines up like it's supposed to because it's made by GM. And then of course we got the old dual exhaust on. While it's not my favorite, it makes it quiet. I didn't have anything else to put on there. And then of course we got the bumper off the red truck out there in place. So what I have to do now is I'm actually gonna drive this thing for a couple days and make sure that it's good. I'm an honest guy, so when I sell something, I wanna make sure that it's solid. Now I drove it 2 hours home, and I've driven it a couple 15-minute drives, but I wanna make sure. So I'm gonna drive it for a couple weeks, make sure things are good. But in the next video on basically where we finish up and it's ready for sale, I'm gonna go ahead and pull the interior apart and give it a good cleanup. I've done some, but I'm gonna go really crazy. I'm gonna show you guys that process. I have to get either this piece, the plastic, or the two-sided tape off it so I can get it back in place. Other than that though, the belt trim, I am gonna go ahead and put it back on, and then I have a few other things coming that you guys will see in the next video. So hopefully you guys are enjoying this. I know that it's probably disappointing to some. Hopefully you guys are excited because, you know, I am replacing a step side with another step side, so you guys are gonna see some stuff on it as well. Not a ton, because I really want to get into the Trans Am, you know, the white truck, and I gotta get my dad's going. So anyway guys, hopefully, like I said, you enjoyed it. If you are, like always, please smash that thumbs up button. I probably got dirt and stuff all over my face from tightening those bolts, but smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are not subscribed, please go down there and smash that subscribe button. Ring the bell icon that notifies you every time we drop a new video, and stay tuned to see this thing get together, get gone, and us get on these other projects.